Okay, let's now look at something more complex. And so now we'll be looking at kind of like a simple problem that we maybe deal with every day, but it's more difficult to do in programming. So we want to create a program that will now help us to determine if we should take an umbrella outside or not. The input of our program here, well, how do we know if we should take an umbrella? Well, is it raining outside? Okay, so say you're going outside and you need to know, do you need to take an umbrella? Well, you go to your trusty program and it asks you the question, is it raining outside? And if it is raining outside, so if you answer yes, then the program's going to tell you, okay, well, take an umbrella. And if you say no, or if you say anything other than yes, then the program's going to say, you don't need to take an umbrella or have fun or something like that. So here, same thing, we'll make a new variable and we'll call this one weather. And after I ask the question, is it raining outside? We will store that answer in a variable called weather. Then we want to go down here to control and we want this if then else statement. So if else statement. And we know that if it is raining, so if you answer yes, we want the program to say, take an umbrella. And in a different instance, so if it is not raining, we want the program to say, have fun outside. Now, what do we do? Where do we put these? If I plug this at the very end here and I run it, is it raining outside? Yes. Okay, it seems like it's working. If I run this again and if I say no, well, it still says take an umbrella. So we only want this to be true if it is raining. And then we only want this to be said in any other situation. So if you don't answer yes, we want this to be executed. So how do we do this? So in this if statement, we have this little thing at the top. It's like a diamond. And that is where we can put in our kind of logic. And so for the logic, what we will do is use these green operators and we will grab this equal sign. And what we will do here is we'll say, well, if weather is equal to, well, not 50, right? Weather is either yes or no. So if weather is yes, then we want to take an umbrella. So I'll drag this diamond up here. So if weather is yes, because weather is either yes or no, because that is how we're answering that question, then we will say take an umbrella. Otherwise, so if weather is not yes, or if weather is no, if weather is even a typo, if you say yes with 3 E's instead of 1 E, the computer doesn't care, it doesn't know what yes and no means, it doesn't know what misspells are, so it will treat it as a no. In those situations, if this condition is never true, or if this condition is not true, then it will execute whatever is here. And so that is where I want to have the have fun outside. So now if I run this, is it raining outside? If I say yes, okay, it executes this line, this purple line, and then it will skip the else. But if I say no, then it will say have fun outside. We can also add more things inside of our statements. I can add another say statement right here. So take an umbrella and don't forget your socks. And so if I say yes here, it will say take an umbrella and don't forget your socks. So it executes both of these things because they're both within this if statement. Now, what would happen if we have another say statement, but it's now located at the bottom here? So I'm just going to call it test. Now it's predictions, what do you think would happen if I was to click execute and I hit yes? So obviously the first 2 lines here will run, but will this one run? So take an umbrella, don't forget your socks. Oh, okay, and it does run test, so it does run this thing. What if I hit no? So again, have fun outside. Ooh, but it does run test as well. So anything that's then behind this total big block will run afterwards, no matter what. And one more thing to be worried about here is, like I said earlier, if you type in yes, but you spell it incorrectly with 2 E's and you run it, it will just say have fun outside. It does not know that yes with 2 E's is the same thing as yes. If you type in yes in all caps, it will say, okay, it knows that that is the same thing as yes. When you do Python, there will be differences between lowercase and uppercase, so that would not work in another programming language.